are some of the claims. Okay.
Okay.
You,
Yep.
Bret Carpenter,
Yes.
you want to indoctrinate the kids in public schools. You want to install a theocracy or make kids in your own image. You hate gay people. You hate transgender people. And you want to run them away. So, out of them. And you're stirring the pot, Bret.
Okay.
That's what this says.
I don't think it says that. I don't think it says that. And I don't think
Well, you're going to have to help me because I don't understand.
Okay, right. I mean, yeah. So, I mean, I think you could have, would have you shown that to Jesus at his time when he's reprimanding the Pharisees and said, look, you're causing, no.
Oh.
I'm just saying that I think is a more personal situation between, I actually think I am the angry person in this situation. I think I am the person who has been offended. I think I'm the one, with my daughter, I'm the angry one. And I think they are the ones who are supposed to implement that. We're sorry that we did this against you. We didn't mean it. And we will do better next time. I think you kind of have that verse going backwards in my situation.
Oh. Guess they really didn't think of it that way, but that does kind of make sense.
Well, I just don't think
so. In other words,
the Bible does not contradict itself.
Mr. Carpenter, we're sorry all this happened. Let's sit down and let's see how we can make this right and not have it happen again. Instead of having police there, pulling your daughter away, telling your wife she can't sit at the table.
Yeah.
So why aren't they applying? Well, they're not. They don't believe like you do, though, Bret. They don't believe like you do, so they're not really required to.
Well, then they have to suck it up and take the reprimanding that I'm going to give them, because I have it in my mind that the children of the community are the treasure of the community. They are the diamonds in the rough. These kids have a great future ahead of them, and they're young, and they don't have the experience that we have, and they need to be protected. And so I have it in my mind, I am going to love the children and do what is in their best interest. And I'm not going to worry so much about offending the school board members. That is not my priority. These are adults. They need to recognize, I mean, most of these people are Christians. They read the Bible. They know it's wrong. But they do it for whatever reason, but it's unacceptable. They should be more worried about what Jesus said. And just to tell you, I think the most offensive, I think the meanest, I think the roughest thing I have ever said at a school board is quoting Jesus. And that's when one guy called me, "You're being used by the devil." I was like, oh my goodness.
Wow. Well, what would you say to your detractors, Bret, who claim that your approach is counterproductive? For instance, to those who we would consider to be allies of Engagey Snowball on such principles as filth in curriculum, in books, keeping girls' sports safe, on the accountability for elected officials and so on, and second, to all others.
I wish they would step up and do what they think should be done. If they have a better way, if their way is the right way, then do it. I'll step back. I've even told, and I haven't told everyone, but if I go to a school board meeting and there's not enough time, I will give my spot to a person who says, "Hey, I have this. I have a 3-minute message that I want to speak," and I'll look, and it's soft and it's respectful and it's, I will say, "Hey, take my spot. Go ahead." I wish more people would do what they think should be done.
Okay.
Not everyone has to take my approach. They have to be faithful to their own conscience. I have to be faithful to mine. I could not see this happening and not speak out and not strongly reprimand. I couldn't do it because I've seen the soft approach. It doesn't work.
Well, here are some of the claims. Okay.
Okay.
You, Bret Carpenter, you want to indoctrinate the kids in public schools. You want to install a theocracy or make kids in your own image. You hate gay people. You hate transgender people. And you want to run them away. So
Except for I've never said such a thing. None of that is true.
then where's it coming from?
Maybe they have hatred. Well, obviously, they don't like me exposing this. I actually think that the people who are in favor of LGBTQIA are the worst enemies of these people. I think even Christians, I see Christians who are defending this, and I think they are guaranteeing that these people go to hell. And I'm like, that is not love. That is a terror. If these sexual sins are not sins, then there is no sin and nobody can be saved. The Bible is so clear on this. There's just a clear underlying theme in the whole Bible. One man for one woman. There's the bride of Christ, and it doesn't talk a whole lot about homosexuality, but every single time it does, it talks very badly about it. It doesn't talk like it's just like any sin. It's a very grievous sin. It uses language that it doesn't use for almost any other sin. So while I tell these people, this is wrong, this is sin, you are condemned by your actions, by what you do. But I don't do it because I hate them. It's because I don't want them to lose their soul, which they will. Someone wrote me and said, I just can't wait for your daughter to come out as a lesbian. And I was almost laughing. I was like, oh, you don't think my daughter has sin? You don't think she sins every day? You don't think I'm a sinner? Yeah, but I don't condone it. I pointed out, hey, you need to work on that. You need to repent. And so these people, me forcing people to no. And I don't want this. I don't want religion taught at school. I have been so open and so direct about this. I want the schools to focus on academics. I want them to focus on math and English and science and history. Look, I want to take HVAC classes. Do you think I want my HVAC instructor to start slipping in Bible verses and try to teach me? No, I want HVAC. I want the science. I want to learn how these things work. I don't want to hear about the Bible in there. And I don't also want them slipping in LGBTQ stuff in there either.
You want to learn HVAC.
Right. And this is all I want for school. Look, there's too many different faiths that people pay taxes and their children go to school. So the only way a public school will function is if they're impartial, which means focus on academics, leave the religion, leave the morals to the parents. This is simple.
Okay. Couple of questions from our Engage East Noble participants.
Okay.
I invited folks to ask questions, so I do have a couple here that ask.
Okay.
Is there anything that you like about East Noble?
I can tell that's not from you, and that's from one of them. See, that's kind of like a loaded question. It's almost like if I can't think of something good about it, then I'm the bad person. And I'm just a negative person, whatever.
So you're saying that the question is somewhat manipulative, or?
Yeah, I think so, but that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. I don't have a problem with it. Here's the way I look at it. I mean, East Noble, what is that? What do they mean, East Noble? The people who I've been reprimanding and speaking against are the administrator, the school board, the superintendent, maybe even the principal. So you're talking about maybe 10 people in all. East Noble is also the students. That is what's good about East Noble. That should be our concern. That should be our focus. Teachers, I would say any teacher that's part of the teachers union is a problem, because the teachers union is dedicated to indoctrinate in critical race theory. I know that. That is their mission. Wow. You can go online and find this. So I am focusing on the students, which really is what East Noble is all about, right? It's about the kids. So I am doing my best to see that they are protected in sports, girls, that they don't allow a boy to pretend like he's a girl and play on her sport. That would be terrible. Why do we have to wait for tragedy to happen? Why can't we prevent this? Why can't we have a good policy written up? Why can't we make sure that these these ideas, these philosophies, these ideologies, that, critical race and all this, are taken out and go back to the way it used to be, where you focus on the subject at hand and teach the kids. The grades are so low at East Noble. I got online and I looked at the ELA scores, and, the English, and I'm looking, East Noble is at the bottom of the barrel in Indiana. It's terrible what they're doing. They need to focus on the children. Yeah. Is there anything good? I worked at East Noble for 2 years. There's a lot of good teachers, a lot of teachers I like, a lot of teachers who I respect, who do a good job, a lot of teachers who are very intelligent. But it's the 10 administrators.
Well, why can't you just focus on the good? You pointed out a lot of great things here. Can't you focus on the good more than the negative?
No, because why do you address where there is no problem? Why am I going to focus? Hey, everything's great. Everything's fine. Look, when I'm driving here, I didn't pull over on the road. My car's running great. I'm going to check the belts. I'm going to see why this is. No, it's working great. I only look at it when something goes wrong. Okay. And that's why, and because it's so egregious what these school board members are doing, that is what needs to be exposed. That's what needs to be fixed. And then we'll have a great, I don't think the people realize how detrimental that is to the community what they're doing. The school board told us at one of the meetings that they had a net loss of 275 students. 500 left, but because of the students coming in, they had a net loss of 275.
Wait, 500 actually left.
Right, but you have people coming in. So they said they had a net loss. This is their information school. Do you realize that people are leaving and there's like this max exodus because of what they're indoctrinating the kids with in the school, because of the corruption that's going on in the school, because of what they're doing, people are leaving. This destroys the community. You imagine if they made that school safe and they took out this sexually explicit material, do you realize you would have a massive influx? Mm-hmm. The community would grow, businesses would grow, your housing prices would increase. It would be fantastic. They're doing the opposite. They're wrecking the city.
Well, Bret, I got to ask you, man.
Right.
Okay. And forgive me for being so direct.
Right.
You're talking about this mass exodus from East Noble School.
Yeah.
You're talking about all the indoctrination that's going on.
Yeah.
Why are you not one who's exiting? Why are you still sending your kids to that school if all these bad things are happening that you're pointing out?
Right.
Why do you choose to continue sending your kids to that school? I get it. You're a taxpayer. I do understand that. But if all this poison, all of this garbage is going on, and they are doing this on purpose,
right?
Why?